All right, please put your hands together and welcome executive producer Cynthia Cedre is here, and head writer, of course. Executive producer and one of the directors, Michael Robin, also joining us. Thank you for coming here, Michael. Yeah. The very beautiful and talented Jordana Brewster. Yeah. The also very beautiful and talented Julie Gonzalo is here. Where are we going next? Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Ladies and gentlemen, Linda Gray. You know him as Bobby Ewing. The one and only Patrick Duffy is here. And of course, Jesse Metcalf. Come on, Jesse, come sit down. Fantastic. So again, yeah, everybody gets settled. We'll get comfortable. Again, welcome everybody to Roundup. I am Cameron Matheson, and this is your, well, it's really your in-depth dive into all things Dallas. And let's be honest, okay, for a second here, everything is bigger in Texas. You like that? You like that? Everything's bigger in Texas, including our 2-hour premiere. And for those of you on the West Coast, let me be real clear here. We're going to be talking about things that happen in this. So this is spoiler alert. Cover your ears. You can certainly watch, but don't listen. For those that have seen it, we know you have questions because you've been sending them to us, and I will do my best to get to those questions by the end of the show, as many as I possibly can. And of course, joining us again one more time, the cast and part of the crew of Dallas, everyone. Thank you, guys. That was a very impromptu introduction, so, you know, my prompter's all off. That doesn't matter. Guys, congratulations. Great. It looks so fantastic. I should say quickly before we gotta get into this that Larry Hagman could not be here, so I'm representing. I don't know if we can do like a close-up of the pin. J.R. Ewing for president, right here. You like that a little bit?
He looks a lot different now.
Hey, he looks a lot different.
Where's the Bobby Ewing pin?
Well, hey, listen, I'm representing. You tell me. You tell me. And Josh Henderson, of course, is hopefully going to be here by the time that we get to the end of the show. He's this little flight. This is like, you know, hey, live. So now we roll in live.
That's it.
Poor Brenda Strong's throat.
Brenda Strong and Brenda has laryngitis.
Oh, and Brenda, of course, Brenda Strong is not here either. She got laryngitis, so she won't be joining us as well. Now, before we get into the story and the new series, I thought it would be fun for everybody at home to find out a little bit about how this came to be and why you all jumped at the chance to be part of this. And I thought we'd start with you. It's Patrick. Yeah, go ahead.
It's her fault. Thank you.
It's her fault.
Thank you.
Is it?
Thank you. It's my fault.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because I figured that you guys must have been approached with different scripts and different possibilities to sort of revive this show. So what was it about this?
Well, no, there has always been a need for Dallas to be redone by virtue of the fan base. The fan base has never left this show. The websites and the international fan base has always been clamoring, we need another Dallas, and they've been trying to figure out how to do it. And they've gone through every possible permutation, and they all sucked. That's just it. Except for one. Yeah, I mean, over the time, things that included us and things that did not include us. You know, feature films because we weren't big enough to be in feature films. You know, but they couldn't make it work, and the scripts could not be written because nobody got it. Okay, and then we heard that TNT Warner Brothers wanted to do it, and we all, oh, here we go again.
Until we got that call 2 years ago, and then nothing happened.
And nothing happened.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you first heard about 2 years ago, and then nothing happened.
We got a phone call. Phone call. Would you be interested?
Yes, and Linda, talk a little bit about reading the script.
But
I was talking.
Well, but you always do. He talks all the time, and nobody can. That's the first
we got 30 minutes here, Patrick. You know what I mean? I'm trying to
No, go tell it.
Oh, good. Okay. So what happened was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we got a call from Warner Brothers, a lovely lady, and she said, "Would you be interested?" She called the three of us.
Okay.
And we said, "Of course we'd be interested." And we called each other. Blah blah blah. 2 years went by. And nothing happens.
See, I don't do blah, blah, blah. I fill in all those blanks.
Well, then you
no, it's
can
okay. No,
fill
keep
in.
going. No, it's okay.
Fill in, or there's going to be a blank space here. We can share.
No, but
because
you're better at
You know what, truthfully, everybody hopes this is what they want to see anyway, right? They just want to see you guys kind of like bickering about this.
So the thing that came was a script.
Okay, I got you.
And the script
That's very good, Patrick.
was from Cynthia.
Very good.
And from that moment on, I knew I was doing the show, and they were iffy.
He's
And 20
lying.
years passed
He's
from
lying.
the original series. Now, you guys kept in touch, right? Yourselves and
See,
Larry
Mom
as well?
touches me. We
You
hold hands a lot.
Did you keep in touch? You guys stayed friends, didn't
We
you?
are the best of friends, the three of us, Larry, Linda, and
and Larry
myself. Have
included.
been,
35 years. We've
I
been
love
years.
that.
So
I mean,
we
that's
see each
sweet.
other.
I love that. Now you're getting a lot of props here, Cynthia, about creating this. What was it like trying to bring back a show that was, whose history was just so celebrated?
I must be stupid because I was not frightened one bit at first, and I just took it on. The reason it took 2 years is because I actually had a previous commitment, and it was almost a year from that first conversation to the time I started working on it. And then, it takes a while for everybody to read it and do notes, and then for the network to pick it up, and that's why the time passed. But it wasn't until Mike and I were in the editing room after we finished the pilot that we finally put the main titles on. And that's the first time we heard the music, and I go, oh my God, what have we done? and that's the moment I became petrified. But before that, it's almost theoretical. You don't really know you're making it yet.
Yeah.
So you're just playing with characters and stuff in your room by yourself. So it's not frightening at that level.
Well, I mean, bringing a
Sounds like you had
cast.
a little Bobby and
I
JR
did, I do.
But bringing
yes.
a cast together like this is, in a sense, obviously you've got the on-camera family aspect, but also behind the scenes, you're like a family. And what was it like the first few days shooting together? Getting to know, being thrown into this new family, both on screen and off.
It was magic, really. Pretty instantaneously. We felt like the chemistry was really good, and I mean, it was all really set up for us by Larry, Linda, and Patrick, or the big three, as we like to call them. And they really created an atmosphere where we all felt confident and secure and welcomed to do the best work possible. But it happened organically too. I think we all kind of like really got to know each other in a very organic way. Patrick and I got the opportunity to spend some time together. Taught me how to ride a horse, which was
Like a good dad, right?
Yeah, what dads do.
We had some father-son bonding time. It was great, and I mean, obviously, who couldn't love Linda? I mean, she's just always in a good mood, And then obviously, I got the opportunity to meet Jordana and Julie, who are both beautiful and both incredible actors, and I mean, we bonded really quickly, and it's been a really great experience.
Jordana and Julie, why don't you talk a little bit about what it's like for you guys coming on as some of the new characters to work with some of the Dallas veterans?
Well, being on set was a little less intimidating because we got the opportunity to meet them at an awesome dinner where they just welcomed us with open arms, and they were so loving. And because before that, I was really scared out of my mind, and I was like, they could potentially get me fired if they don't like me.
It's true.
I gotta like you.
Yeah, well, it's their show. To us, it's like we're the new people. We're like, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But what was it like meeting them for the first time, and how did they welcome you?
They were just so lovely and wonderful, and whatever fears I had were just dissipated like that.
It was the nicest welcoming, and to be a part of a show where they made it so legendary and so famous, and to us it's like, oh wow, it's amazing, and they were nothing but great role models.
And it's a story about a family. And so they were very smart in, when they kept saying to Cynthia and I, said, all right, do you have everybody cast yet? Do you have everybody? Yes. And then when we finally got everybody set, they said, okay, we need a dinner, and we need to all sort of start to know each other as a family. And so they reached out, set it up at Larry's house, and overlooking with a beautiful view.
It was incredible.
And we were all sort of starting to bond immediately, and that really happened, and then picked off a few more times before we all set sail to Texas to go start this.
Right. And it really does sort of like just jump right into it, and so many great storylines and great scenes, and one that sort of jumps out at me, Jesse, the relationship right off the bat between you and Josh's character. I mean, right away, you're coming right into it. You got an enemy.
Yeah, guns blazing.
Guns blazing. What's that like? What's that like working with?
It's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, Josh and I have known each other for a long time, 10 years. We've been in and out of each other's lives. We've had very similar career paths. We played on a charity basketball team together, so we have a lot of history to draw from. And at times, we have been adversaries. At times, we have competed with each other. And we've brought all that history to bear, in Dallas, and brought it to our characters, and it's been amazing.
part of the reason that you guys are at odds, of course, is because of Jordana's character. Lady, you guys have some history there. And that scene that we just saw, you know, in the premiere between you two when you figured out about the email, he didn't send it. Yeah. It wasn't him. That was such a great scene.
I did. I slap him.
That was such a good
That was a real
scene.
slap.
Yeah.
That was it?
But that was your fault.
It was my fault.
Why? Tell me.
10 takes
You
later,
directed
I
it.
think that would've been
Michael directed it.
I directed that. That was the pilot episode.
Yeah.
And I said to Jordana, I said,
Lay it
because
on.
I'm not somebody who likes to do a lot of stunts over and over and over again. And so, you know, I think maybe the first take or two, we didn't, you know, it was sort of a fake slap. And then I went to Jesse and I said, can she slap you? And he was like,
said, yes, please.
He was like, yeah. he was like, yeah. And so I went back to her, and she was really in this beautiful spot to do this home run take. And I said, slap him. It's okay to slap him.
Spot, in a beautiful emotional
Yes,
spot.
emotions. Yep.
Yeah,
and
okay.
it was just you sort of kind of know when it's it's really ripe and it's really going to happen and it's going to be that take. And I said, slap him and slap him hard. And she was like, really? And I was like, yes, he's okay with
Jesse
it.
loved
Go
it.
for it.
Yeah.
Julie, we also saw in the episode that your character has definitely got some kind of hidden agenda. You hit the scene here,
she's
and you got a big secret, right?
Yeah, she's got some secrets and some stuff that she's doing.
How much fun is that to
Sorry,
be able to play?
It was a lot of fun. It's great to embody a character that is not what it seems, and I get to play different things, and yeah, it's good for her to be one way with her brother and one way with her husband. It's fun, a lot of fun.
Patrick, I got a question for you, and I know Larry's not here to talk about his character and about JR, but it just seems to me like JR's always got like one step ahead of everybody. Like he's kind of got that. How do you beat him at his own game? How's Bobby beat him?
It's up to Cynthia, damn it. The interesting thing is Larry did this research on his own. In the 13 years that Dallas was on the air, he did the research of his business deals versus Bobby's business deals, and Bobby earned twice as much money for the Ewing Oil Corporation than JR did. JR lost all the time. His ships went down, the wells blew up, people got killed, and so he was not as good as he seemed.
He just plays it off like he's the one on top all the time.
He makes it seem like that was the plan. You know, the boat went down. Like, wait a minute.
Now, Linda, of course, Sue Ellen and JR still divorced. 20 years later.
20 years later.
Is this kind of where, on some level, where you sort of saw these two characters after this amount of time?
Well, you know, I mean, I think it's always funny when people ask the actors, but do you see this lovely lady behind us and this incredible group of writers? You know, people think that we can sort of direct things. It's like, oh yes, well, I'd like Sue Ellen to do this.
Do you have some
I'd
input,
see her
though?
to go who. You know, the writers are great because they listen. I have some pretty wacko ideas, but they listen, whether they ever make it or not.
We've used them.
Yeah,
We've used a very, very
That's
important one. Very important one.
They're open and receptive, which I thought was fantastic. And you know, and then people say, well, where would you like Sue Ellen to go? I haven't a clue, because if next season, I'm going to say it. Next season, maybe, hopefully we get another season. You know, that who knows? They're going to maybe say, you know what, we want her to go here. And I'll say, okay, that's our job. We're supposed to take those words that they write beautifully and breathe a little bit of, hopefully, magic into them. So, you know, people always say to actors, you know, well, where do you see your character going? We don't have a clue. You know, they can take us anywhere.
And part of the fun is being surprised when you get a script and you open it up and you go, oh my, because we've done this a lot just in this season. You're reading, you're going, no.
And we call each other and say, did you see this coming?
Believe that?
I get one of my favorite things is when Patrick gets a new script and I get a text, and usually he likes icons. We do a lot of icons in this group, and yeah, we're adults really. And there's a one with a head with a man with a bandage on his head. I get that one from him a lot. Like, oh my God, did that really happen?
No, it's very exciting.
You know, the scene where you and JR